put to mentoring and discipling and going alongside Missy with KONOS H.O.W.
My experience of people doing KONOS H.O.W. now is way too little mentoring and way too much independent study. It actually is a bit hard sore for us, that, because as I said, this young adult separates himself and the parent sort of kind of loses touch almost. It was a very strong emphasis for us. How much time really depended on the season, but there was something very particularly in place, and that was once a week. We sit down and we go through evaluation, go through the mentoring book, and it made a disciplined time of that every week, as a rule for both Missy and Jamie. Missy tended to be more a whole family thing, where we would do it over dinner, and it would be a big discussion thing. We didn't do that with Jamie because we had already done it all the way through KONOS H.O.W. 1 and 2 with Missy. So it was more personal thing with Jamie, but it was terribly important. Set time aside, draw aside, sit with the young adult and have this mentoring time. And it was weekly, almost without exception in these circumstances, but generally it was a really strong discipline. As far as the rest of the mentoring during the course of the week, dependent on, like I've explained with Jamie, needing to come alongside him and encourage him and keep him going and help Missy to trim and pull her back a little bit. That was an ongoing process. To be honest, I would say that KONOS H.O.W. has taken a lot more of my time and attention for both of them than lack or maths. I mean, I hardly have a thing to do with maths, you see, with Jamie, because he just gets on with it with Steve, watches the thing, carries on. When he feels he's not doing as well as he'd like to be doing, he goes back and redoes a bit. And if he really gets stuck, he comes to us. But I have very little involvement in the formal, at the higher levels, in the formal education. But I have picked up from Christelle instead as well, that the science can sometimes be a bit of a problem in the home, with students just studying the science to study the knowledge, and on that side we had more involvement in the science because we wanted to use it more as a tool of discovering God as the creator and his awesome power and majesty. So we tried always to keep away from just learning it for the sake of knowledge and understanding all the questions at the end and all that. So more involvement with science, not from a teaching the knowledge and the chemistry and that point of view, but more from a God perspective. Very much so with KONOS H.O.W. and very little with language and maths. I mean, Jamie's too near the end of gold latin at the moment, and basically he brings me what he's done, and I'm, wow, this is incredible. I want to share it with people because it's just such a blessing and it's just so deep. And I mean, when other people in education see it and read it, they're just amazed at the level of literature that is being produced out of that gold latin by students. So, yeah, but I think, Claire, what's happened is parents aren't using it as a mentoring tool much. They're really not as involved as I believe would be good if they were. And if they were, their student and them would have a very different experience of KONOS H.O.W. KONOS H.O.W. does not have a very good, strong, positive message out there. There's few and few people doing it, not more and more. And it's because, the student didn't make it, or it was this, or it was boring, or it was not their interest, or it was too much, or it was, they didn't really, I mean, the emails I've just had in the last 2 weeks saying, how do I how do I know that she's doing enough? How do we keep a record? How much must be done? The one woman actually said it quite clearly. She said, with KONOS Elementary, I never thought about what they should be learning and what they shouldn't be learning. I just did the character aspect. But with KONOS H.O.W., suddenly I'm nervous. I don't know how much they're supposed to be learning and how much is okay for them not. Because it's almost like she doesn't know what to pick and choose out of it. And so it's to those emails and those moms that my response to that is, it's not about the knowledge again. It's more about the mentoring.